Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, this is kind of interesting. I haven't seen the first two Doctor Who episodes, but I've read a bit about it, and there's a scene which I have seen a clip of, where the latest companion makes a Star Trek reference when she's talking to Doctor Who, and then he turns around and says, "Oh, maybe we'll go visit them sometime," or something like that. And I'm like, what? First off, I was really offended that they referenced Star Trek, because if you understand anything about movies and TVs, if you reference another TV show in your reality, you're basically dissing them. You're basically saying we're real and that's fiction, that's a TV show. So by one science fiction show referencing another science fiction show, it's a huge diss and insult. So I was surprised to learn that Doctor Who's done that before, because I thought classic Doctor Who had a bit more class and a bit more class basically. But no, they've actually referenced Star Trek in the past, which I didn't realise. But what's weird about this is is he breaking the fourth wall and saying, yeah, let's go visit the TV set, and then, we'll like, what are they going to do? Have, like, people are talking about now a collaboration with Star Trek and having a crossover. I'm like, well, what are they going to do? Are they going to show up on the set of Star Trek and show how the ship's just like wood and built on a set on a soundstage, or was he actually referring to it as real? In which case, how can it be both real in Doctor Who's universe or our world, and a TV show in Doctor Who's universe or our world? So it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It's insulting, and I just don't get it, because Russell T Davies, or whoever is in charge of this, was saying how, we're all huge Star Trek fans and we'd love like a crossover. I'm like, well, you just killed that. You just established it's a TV show. So the only way you can show it in your universe is if you show the production side of it, which does allow you to have the actors from the show making cameos and that, but they'd be playing themselves and just really degrading Star Trek further, which I'm sure the producers, Kurtzman, would love to do. The producers of Star Trek and Kurtzman, they would love to do. They'd love to have, Doctor Who come into the sets and show how it's all fake, and have the actors being themselves and all that. I could see that happening. But so the idea of a Doctor Who Star Trek crossover is probably never going to happen. It's been fantasized about for years. There was a comic crossover, of course, and a few fan films. It's very easy to put video on the view screen of any of the Enterprises for reusing scenes and making videos. But it's never actually going to happen for multiple reasons. And now that's one of them. In canon, they can't do it because they've established it's a TV show. But then I think he was actually winking at the camera and breaking the fourth wall, and he wasn't talking about them being real people and visiting them in the time that they exist. He was actually making reference to the TV show and joking about that. So, that's just a bit of a slap in the face for Star Trek. New Trek wouldn't know the difference, but, original Star Trek and Star Trek fans, I think they'd see that for what it was. But, interesting. Doesn't mean the episode's bad, doesn't mean the show's bad. There are a lot of trolls and haters going online saying how, they've destroyed Doctor Who because they've got a black gay man and they had a drag queen and, the usual need their clicks and, advertising revenue rubbish. But, this I did notice, because I was watching some reviews, just seeing what people were saying about it, and I saw someone reference the Star Trek references, and then I did a little bit of research to try and get a quote, and that's when I realised that they'd actually referenced Star Trek in the past, which I didn't know they'd done. Big slap in the face of Star Trek. But that's all Star Trek gets these days, slaps in the face. That's all it gets. No respect, just abuse. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this franchise beatdown.